funky drummer. Music hitting your heart, cause I know you got soul. Hey, listen if you're missing, y'all. Swinging while I'm singing. Hey, giving what you're getting. Knowing what I knowin'. While the black band's sweating. In the rhythm I'm rolling. Gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need.
All right, you ready?
You recording?
Yeah.
You not see that red button in the corner.
Let's go. Come on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and... Hi guys, we're back. I hope you enjoyed our show last week. I hope you tuned in. You still have time to tune in. You can go watch last week's episode on YouTube, on our Facebook page, VASS. Feel free to go watch it again. I don't know. But this week, it's me again and my lovely co-host. I am Dr. Professor Jana Siobhan Thompson.
I am Samorah Neal, the most awesomest, one of the most awesomest students in the world. Yeah.
Facts.
And I am Jadell Webster, the soon-to-be most powerful person in the world, and the person who's going to give a lot of security for Samorah, so that way she's safe wherever she goes.
No, you're not.
And welcome to Pandemic! Woo-hoo-hoo! The show that brings you light and love and laughter and serious talk and cooking and inspiration all on one show. So, you guys know what time it is. It's time for my Rona rant. This one. So, I don't want to make everybody depressed, but I want you to understand the facts. As of today, it is reported in Maryland that there are 8,225 confirmed corona cases. 8,000, okay? And 225. There has been 235 deaths. I need you to be serious about this. Like, it's not a game, y'all. Like, it's really not a game. People are dying everywhere. So please stay in the house, be safe, wear a mask. Look, the governor, here we go. He done put it already up there. You gotta wear a mask. Also with that mask, as Jadell is sporting right now, you need to make sure you put a paper napkin underneath the mask so that your air and the air doesn't blow in. The way to test it is to get a lighter and blow. And if the flame flickers, then it's not protecting you. But if you look flame, you blow and it doesn't move, it stays straight, you're good. That's the key. Learn that from Dr. Oz. Thank you, Dr. Oz. You should really pick me up for a real show. Just saying. I need my own talk show. Just saying. The other thing I want to say is that we all need to be a little bit kinder to each other. There have been some really ignorant things that people have been saying and doing on the internet just because you can be behind a computer and you're stuck in home. So please be kind. Everybody's going through rough times. There's no need for negativity. If anything, just be positive. And that's my real rant. Now I want to talk about something positive within the coronavirus is bringing out in people. My first thing that I think is hilarious, but not funny for y'all, is all y'all parents complaining about y'all kids and homeschooling. Now, I want to say this. Y'all complaining about 1, maybe 2, 5 tops kids in your household? As a teacher, we're talking about 30 plus kids that I have to deal with. So the next time you say, oh, little Tommy's just hyper, he's not a problem, and we get back to normal and he's in school, you better think twice about coming for that teacher, because y'all are funny with these memes and all these things, talking about how hard it is to be with your kids. We with your kids 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. Do you not understand that? Like, they your kids. You made them. You raised them. Maybe you'll do better. Now, I can understand not knowing how to teach them everything, because that is our job. But behavior, y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. I wish I had a kid, so I'm not going to play. All right, somebody else talk about what they think is something funny from the coronavirus experience.
The tiki-talkie, yes.
Okay, so as you know, we are all, families are home together, college kids. And so something that I have seen on TikTok, and I think just in general, is that families are coming together and creating TikToks together during this quarantine time.
Baby, come give me something, oh. Baby, come give me something, oh. 'Cause I can't.
One of my favorite TikTokers is, I believe her name is Tabitha Brown. I could be wrong, but she cooks these vegan recipes. And it's just so funny because, you know, she not only does the vegan, but she cooks with family. There's also instances where there's this one TikTok where the dad had complained that the mother was tired of her seeing her gym wear. And to be petty, she came out in a full-length sequin gown. It was like, does this work for you? So I think it's just, TikToks are really funny in a way for people to kill the time during this shut-in that we're all enduring. So they're great. I would highly suggest them TikToks.
Samorah, what is your things that you've seen during the coronavirus that make you laugh or bring you joy? You forgot yours too? I know.
Because so many people were waiting on their stimulus checks to come into the mail, and it was a lot of confusion about who get what or how much of what do people get. And some people thought that, you know, like people with a lot of money won't get those stimulus checks, and yet they came in the mail for them already. Dr. Thompson, did you get yours yet?
No.
Yeah, so I'm confused as to which party these checks go to, because I thought I was getting one. Mom thought she was getting one. I don't know who these checks. Jadot, did you get a stimulus check?
Of course not. Smorah's not getting a check. I'm not getting a check. Doc, you may get one. Or maybe on the second go-round. Go the second go-round.
I mean, honestly, I know that people are hurting or whatever, but I really feel like the people that should be getting the stimulus checks are the people that are working in the grocery stores and the nurses and like custodial staff, because they're making minimum wage and they're putting their life at risk. So I wouldn't mind if like I didn't get one and then somebody who worked in a hospital or worked as a grocery store or in Target or Walmart, essential employees that are putting their life at risk, I wouldn't mind if they got it. Like, I wouldn't even be upset about it because honestly, I still have a job and I'm still getting paid. So I'd rather it go to somebody that really is in need.
I agree.
And that is putting their life at risk. If anything, they should get better health care. They should just get free health care. They shouldn't have to do anything. They should have to pay for no medical bills for the rest of their life.
That's true.
Guess what time it is, guys? I have something funny and special to tell you today. We have a guest coming.
Whoever could it be?
Right. Could it be Batman?
My mom's coming on today. Come on, Mom. You ready?
I did it, so it just took me a minute to figure it out.
A minute? 33 minutes.
But it wasn't my fault at first.
Just sit on the couch.
Hey, do you like me on the couch?
No, I hate it.
Is it better?
Yes.
Do you like how I look?
Yes. Just put it back where you had it. Just leave it. Leave it there. That's perfect. Just leave it right there.
Not if I'm going to look like an old lady in the shoe.
Hi, Mom. Welcome to our show. Because I'm already introducing you way before you come on. Because, Lord, if we had tried to do it the other way, we would have been waiting forever.
You see my gray hair?
I'm going to need you to focus. You're not even looking at the screen right now.
I know. I'm finding my little notes.
Your notes? You have notes?
Yeah. You know, I'm always prepared.
Oh! Now this one.
I'm ready.
No,
Janelle ain't ready. This is what we deal with on a daily basis.
When I had my Zoom meeting at work, it wasn't recording.
They can't legally record you for a meeting.
Oh, good.
Unless they have to get your permission. Yeah, they have to, you have to ask first. For their class, I'm gonna record their presentations. You ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah!
no, I'm not ready. It's like, no, I'm just kidding. All right, come on.
Yeah! My mom's here.
Y'all is silly.
Yay! So this segment is going to be called Questions with Dr. Watson-Thompson. Doo-doo. Take it away, kids.
What is your opinion on No Child Left Behind?
You know, that's tricky. And it's tricky because philosophically, I believe that. I believe that every child has the right and the privilege to be provided the most effective instruction available. I believe that every child, regardless of zip code or language or socioeconomic status, deserves the right to receive the best possible education. And so in principle, I believe in No Child Left Behind. I believe best practices should always be enforced. With someone dictating, I think it's misunderstood. I really believe No Child Left Behind is misunderstood because the intentions of it is honorable. It fits my philosophy. And, you know, I always say, there for the grace of God with great teachers that I had, you know, maybe I would have fallen through the crack no matter what. So I believe in No Child Left Behind. I just think that the political parts of it have taken over the philosophy and the philosophical underpinnings of why we need No Child Left Behind. A child should be able to live in Washington, D.C. and travel to Washington State, Seattle, and still be able to achieve with no break. There shouldn't be a difference between a child going from Lower Mississippi to Rhode Island. It doesn't matter. All children should be guaranteed high quality education being taught by highly qualified teachers.
But that's not the case.
Well, we know that's not the case. I said I believe in it philosophically, but we know it's not consistent, and we know that it's administered inconsistently. And I don't think people understand the underpinnings and the reason for No Child Left Behind. I think it's just people feel like it's another governmental intrusion. But if we all were about best practices and effective instruction, there would be no need for government intervention. So there's a reason why. There's always a reason why, but you can't put a Band-Aid on something and say it's fixed, because it's not. It's deeper than that.
What made you want to go into education?
I always wanted to teach, you know, always. Even as a young child, my favorite people were teachers. The people I respected the most were teachers. I lived in a neighborhood that was primarily teachers and preachers. So in my community in the South, the leaders were teachers. And so even in high school, I joined Future Teachers of America, held offices in Future Teachers of America, went to my first conference in high school with Future Teachers of America. And my college scholarship, my academic scholarship, was a teacher education scholarship. So I always knew I wanted to teach. The question was, what did I want to teach?
Okay, so as you know, our current Secretary of Education has no experience in education.
Oh, God.
So, so if you had to choose a Secretary of Education, what are some things you would look for in their resume?
I think that the first thing I would look for is someone that has a background in education, because how can you administer or govern or make policies for something you know little or nothing about? See, that is the misnomer of being a teacher or an educator. Everyone thinks that because they went through the school system as a student or even as a parent, that they know what it is to govern or even to teach. It is more than that. So the first step is having not just a background, but a proven high quality background in education. The second, I would look for someone who has a background in policy making, that they understand how policies are made, that they are advocates for education is another, and that they have a proven track record of advocacy on behalf of teachers, on behalf of higher education, because sometimes higher education is overlooked, but also that they advocate for all children, all families, and all communities. And so that it can't be about one population or two populations, but every child in these United States, and it doesn't matter. I think those are basic things. And then I would look for someone that has leadership experience, someone who knows how to surround themselves with the best possible people who have their ear to the ground, that understand the challenges of day-to-day teaching, understand the changing demographics and respect the changing demographics of the United States, and understand the history of education in the United States, where it has not been a just system for all children. So I think I would look for someone that probably walks on water, but if they can't walk on water, at least have a thorough foundation in the field.
If you weren't a teacher, what career would you be in right now?
You know what? Before I started my doc program, I had taken exams to be a lawyer. I was going to be a child advocacy lawyer, but then I got scared because people told me that it's hit or miss, that to be a lawyer, you only have one exam or two exams, and half the people who get into law school flunk out because they can't pass the exams. And I'm one of those people that I need multiple ways to show what I know. I used to withdraw from classes if there was only a midterm and a final. I know students hate it sometimes, but I have so many ways for you to earn points in my classes. But I think some students prefer just being able to come in, read the book, take a test, leave. I'm not that student. What else do you guys want to ask me?
Who's your favorite child? Jana.
Nope.
It depends on the day of the week.
What's your favorite color?
What my favorite color?
Mm-hmm.
I love my children in yellow, but I don't have a favorite color. I think I like almost all colors except funky brown. I don't like muddy brown, but I like browns. I like black. I like pink, but not pastel pink. I just like whatever my eye is drawn to, I like. I don't have a favorite color.
My favorite color is yellow, and that's probably your fault. Who has the best fashion in the family?
It's a tie.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Woohoo!
Between me and you.
You can't pick yourself.
I think it's a tie. I think I'm pretty good at it.
But you can't pick yourself.
It's a tie.
You taught me. Like what?
It's a tie.
If it's a tie between you and me, I win.
You probably do because you're more innovative. You're probably considered more fashionable because I wouldn't put the Bebo Bear ponytails on my head and that headband. You're probably more fashionable in the sense that you're more of a risk taker than I am.
That was a backwards compliment.
Don't you have a Bebo Bear head? Little Bebo Bear?
I just have a bun.
Hate you back then.
You know.
Yeah, I didn't know, but I had a scholarship to Hampton. But
No, you
was like,
say
no.
you know after somebody says HU, you say you know.
You know.
You know.
If you could choose one problem in our education system that you believe causes the biggest problems, what would it be?
You know what? The reason I like this question is because it's so timely and it's so evident right now. And as soon as I read it and thought about it, I went like, you know what? This pandemic, these uncertain times, these unprecedented times has really, really highlighted how divided this country really is and how divided it is academically for the children who are the haves and the have-nots. You know, it really has brought to light the advantages of those children who are privileged and the disadvantages of our most vulnerable population of students. You know, I think everybody just assumed that all children had access to, and even at the college level, that everyone had access to, you know, to high frequency internet, that every person had more than a cell phone, because we see kids walking around even in kindergarten with cell phones, but not all children have access to laptops and to computers in their homes, or that are able to access documents and work, even if their teachers are sending it. You know, even some of the teachers don't have all of the necessary technologies, you know. And when you really, really think about it, there is a real digital divide in this country. We've always known it, even when No Child Left Behind stepped in and said, we're going to have testing, and some of it would be, you know, on devices. We realize not all schools have the same capabilities, even in the schoolhouse, to have adequate access to technology because of the buildings being too old that it can't carry the power of high frequency or high, whatever you call it, technology, so that children are sharing, or a school is sharing one cart of, you know, laptops and having to rotate to where you go to schools for children who are privileged, even if their parents donate, or private schools. I read an article the other day that said private schools' delivery of education has not stopped. Private schools' delivery is still going on because children in privileged households have the necessary tools. Not only that, they can bring in additional resources. However, our most vulnerable and neediest children are not having that. And besides that, their parents are working. They're working in those jobs that are considered essential jobs, aides and in the hospital, or working in grocery stores or child care centers, so that their parents can't really engage them in homeschooling day to day. So, you know, I think this pandemic, if nothing else, has shown us how far apart the haves are from the have-nots. And the have-nots today is our old middle class. It's not just those people who are living in that lower tier of socioeconomics. It's the middle class. It's your teachers, your firefighters, your police officers. That's used to be the middle class. And we're finding out even at that level, we're all struggling. So I think this pandemic, if you look at it the way you should, yes, the economics is there, the impact on stocks and bonds, but I'm talking about the day-to-day living, the education of children, and that academic gap that was there, that achievement gap, is going to be wider when we go back if some interventions don't take place, because children are not able to receive and even the socialization and the nurturing and the caring. If you have Zoom and all of these things, you can reach out and touch, but many of our children don't have Zoom or whatever, so they're not even having that touch, that check-in with their teachers, even if it's virtual check-in, because they don't have the devices to do that. So this digital divide right now and technological imbalance is really a matter of necessity, not a matter of taking care of your wants. It's a need.
Can you name maybe 3 to 5 of your favorite singers?
Anita Baker, Beyonce, Lizzo.
Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Lizzo moved out of Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige, she's still my girl. Maybe Anita Baker. She hadn't done anything in a long time. Maybe I need to move her down my list.
And who's gonna be number one?
Number one would have to be Mary J. I love me some Mary J.
Can't hate on it.
I love Beyonce. And if you're really getting down in my age group, I love me some Janet.
We
Miss
know we
Jackson,
all
if
love
you know.
Yeah, because Janet the one.
Janet is still it. I like rap, so I like Jay, but I don't like that singing like
Wind up.
like
Well, bye.
bye guys.
Bye.
I did
Thank
this
you
just
so
for
much.
them.
Thank you so much for being a part of our show today.
All right, love you guys.
Love you.
I
Bye.
gotta figure out how to hang up now.
And I was gonna stop recording, but I'm gonna keep recording just to see if she can hang up.
Let's see. Okay. And there goes. Oh, there's the mic. I see the mic now.
Wasn't that great having my mom on, guys? She's hilarious. I mean,
Yes.
hilarious. Now
She's a true baller.
you see where I get everything about me from. Yes.
The OG status.
OG Watkins.
All right, so guess what? Next up, we have our favorite segment again, Cooking with Jadelle. And guess what I got because of last week's episode? Wait for it. Wait for it. I got an air fryer. You ready, Jadelle, to cook?
Why not? Let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my cooking segment, part 2. So today, we're going to be doing something a little different. So last episode, as you recall, I made chicken. But today, I'm going to be cooking sausages, and they still have to thaw, as you can see. But once they finish thawing, like this one has, I'm just gonna put it in air fryer. So for me, it depends on what you want to do. Personally, you can put it in the basket, but I personally wouldn't recommend it. So I'm just going to put this one into right here. And all you have to do is position them in a way where there's breathability, and then just put it in. So since it's a sausage and you're gonna have to flip it in between, I do 400, of course, personal preference, so it's all up to you. I do 400 and I do about 20 minutes. And then that's about 10 minutes to cook it and then to check. And then if need be, I can adjust the timer for much longer you need it. So, let's get started. Okay, so everything is officially thawed. Took a minute, but you don't want to rush the process. So everything's officially thawed. I'm going to just adjust my timer, and then voila, start. And then guess we'll see what happens when it's finished. See you then. Okay, so the sausages are done, and this is our finished product. I'll take a picture of them to show you better, but they came out really good. I can't wait to dig in. And thank you for joining me for another Cooking with Webster segment. I'm glad that you could join me, and I can't wait for the next time.
Oh my God, Jadelle, that looks delicious. I wish you could virtually send me some. Now it's time for another little bitty segment that we're gonna call Politico with Jadelle. Thanks, Jadelle. Keep us up to date on our political facts and knowledges.
So right now, I guess to give everybody an update, because I know that we're in the corona, it's hard for people to keep it politically. But as of late, Joe Biden is our presidential nominee for the Democratic Party. He is currently searching for a VP, and being a former vice president, he knows what he's looking for. So a candidate, when running for election, has to have a platform, and they pick various issues to run on. So my question for you two is, as voters, what is an issue that matters most for you?
I have a lot of issues that matter for me. So, Samorah, would you like to go first, or do you want me to go?
Here, I'll make.
Okay, I'm gonna pick my top.
Okay, because what is a make or break issue? Like, if they don't stand for this, you can't. It's done deal.
Women's rights and rights to choose, because even if you are a Catholic and you don't believe in abortion, I don't want you having judgment over my body, period. You can't tell me what to do with my body. And I also believe that women should get paid more, especially Black women. We are the lowest paid demographic with the highest degrees. I'm an example of that. And I'm not trying to bash anybody or anything. So excuse me to my current employment. You're amazing. I love my job. That is not their fault. That is a universal thing where Black women are paid the least and do the most. So I would just really like to get paid what I'm due, because I put in a whole doctorate and I am one of the lowest paid people went across Maryland school systems and universities with one of the highest degrees, and I have probably taught the longest. And it's just for my age, not for in general, but just for my age, I've taught probably the longest. And it's wow, that's what I make. In the day, I see my college friends and I look at what they're making in business jobs, and I'm just you make triple my salary and you don't even have a doctorate. You may just have a master's degree or undergrad degree. And then you wonder why people don't value education, because y'all don't put the money into education for it to be valued. So those would be my two. So education, women's rights, they go hand in hand for me. So that would be my top two.
Samorah?
As a psychology major, my number one is mental health and healthcare, just healthcare in general, because a lot of people kind of put a stigma on mental health, and a lot of people feel like they aren't able to go to counselors or specialists to fix their problems because they don't want to think that something is wrong with them. So,
facts. What's yours, Jadelle?
For me, it is voting rights and voter suppression. There are just so many instances right now where there's this active effort to suppress the vote, especially for African American communities, minority communities, period. You close down voting precincts, voter ID laws.
And what's going to happen with this epidemic? People are going to have to put their life on the line to go vote. If they don't, and they're trying to say that they're not going to do paper ballots everywhere.
We already saw that in Wisconsin for their primary. The governor, it was a kind of state fight, but the governor basically shut down the election. They say, no, it has to continue. And people had to go out and vote. Of course, they distanced themselves, but you saw people in masks. And then I believe, and I could be wrong, but it was Milwaukee, where they only had 5 polling places out of the whole county. So I definitely think it's just ridiculous. And I think any candidate I vote for should want to stop voter suppression and make voting equal and free for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that. Well, guys, we're going to end our show with that. It was amazing and awesome, and I hope that you guys tune in. I hope that you guys still donate. Technically, this is the last night. Well, tomorrow night is the last night, sorry. Tomorrow night is the last night. You can donate forever. I don't care if you donate until July, but we probably will end this unless people want to come back and do this for another couple of weeks. This is it. Nothing else to do for the pandemic. What happened down there? All right. Good night. Peace. Blessings. Rock on.